Hello and welcome to the East Daily Download. My name is Mark. I'll be your tour guide on this adventure across the East. Now, what do we have in store for you today? A lot. I'm going to get to that in just a second, but first let me tell you how you can find the show. We're at WNCT.com under the East Daily Download tab, where you can watch this episode, the last episode, or even the next episode before it even airs on TV. And obviously, we are on Eastern North Carolina CW, 7 a.m. Monday through Friday. Also, go to Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Use the East Daily Download hashtag to follow us. We'd love for you to do that. You can send us pictures and videos. And you know what? You can email us, download@WNCT.com. Okay, now that I got all that out of the way, let me tell you about this episode and what's going to happen today on Thursday. Kelsey O'Donnell from our show is going to be showing you horseback riding therapy at a local ranch here in Eastern North Carolina. Some really interesting stuff. Also, Stephen King, It Chapter 2 is out. We're going to go behind the scenes and take a look at that movie. What else? North Carolina Attorney General Josh Stein came right here to Studio E, talked to our Dylan Huffman, had a sit-down interview, has a lot of important information for all of us who live in Eastern North Carolina. But coming up right now, Angie Casada is going to introduce us to this week's child who's looking for a loving home. Let's meet them.
His friends and his foster families consider him kind, a gentleman. He's very giving, and I think that's very sweet.
Even Jasmine Shepard, Ontario's caseworker, is a fan of his.
I'm kind of looking at a teenager on the outside, from what you see. On the inside,
Ontario's an old soul.
I like very old music, like Tupac, Michael Jackson. I love Michael Jackson.
Ontario likes to move. He likes to go out, whether it's to the museum, like I said, whether it's bowling, whether it's golf. He just likes to go out and try new things. He's not really a homebody. He loves the library too. That's one of his escape places.
It's also a place where Ontario tries to come up with plans to reach his ultimate goal.
My long-term goal is to be a $1 million man, basically. I heard Steve Harvey say one time, it's gonna be hard to make that first million, right? Yeah. But it's gonna be easy to make that second.
Ontario is very mature for his age.
He will say, okay, I'll try it before I say I don't like it.
And with his perspective on life, many can learn from.
One thing I've learned is you shouldn't care what other people say about you. Because, I mean, if I think my shot good, it might not make it every time, but if I think it's good, that shot is the bomb.
And when I asked Ontario about an ideal family for him, his response was heartfelt.
I can tell you what I think, but the truth is only God knows that. Only God knows who and what type of family I need. So from my perspective, I think somebody warm-hearted people, I mean, very caring and compassionate, I mean, but you gotta have a lot of patience. We need the right person, put it that way. We need the right person to care for us, and they care about us.
5 years ago, there really wasn't much going on. Vacant buildings everywhere.
It's just growing a lot, and I love just the feel of this area. I love being a part of just the change that's happening.
The energy here, you can just feel it. Everybody supports each other.
The activity has surpassed sort of what we thought it would happen in the first 5 years.
And there's more coming, by the way.
I think it's going to continue to grow. We have other businesses that are planning to open up very soon, and I think there's just going to be more and more.
Watch your local WNCT 9 in Your Side news on our live stream on WNCT.com or on our mobile app.
Thank you for joining us. We have team coverage of how the storm is impacting our area tonight.
It's been a rough financial year for U.S. agriculture.
Don't know that we could have asked for a better day for baseball here in Kinston.
Tracking crime in Carteret County.
Jurors are one step closer to making a decision between life or death.
Our top headline will be high pressure retaking over the forecast.
But even if you haven't seen severe weather yet, we're not done with this event just yet.
We have an update out of Washington County.
Hello and welcome back to the East Daily Download. It is Thursday. Hope your day is going well so far. We still have a lot to come. Okay, we are going to feature horseback riding therapy. Our Kelsey O'Donnell went to a ranch. It's really interesting stuff. Also, It Chapter 2 is out in the theaters. We're going to take you behind the scenes in that. But right now, Attorney General of North Carolina, Josh Stein, he came here, sat down in this studio with our Dylan Huffman. They're going to cover a wide range of topics, some really important stuff to those of us who live in North Carolina and Eastern North Carolina. Let's take a look at the interview.
What happens next? You know, where do we go from here? You know, when we say, you know, you're in battle with these states, and we're hoping that they're going to pay money. Is that something that hopefully will happen soon? I mean, what?
There's litigation going on in Cleveland, national litigation. That's putting some pressure on the drug companies. The trial date is in October. I have sued Purdue Pharma and Insys Therapeutics, two of the drug manufacturers, but there are others which we are investigating. And so I'm hopeful that in the next few months we'll reach a resolution. If we don't, if they do not step up, I will take them to court and hold them accountable just like I did those other two companies.
What about the families? You had mentioned how, with every overdose there's a family. What do you hear from families, and what do you say to families? How do you help encourage them?
Well, yeah, I mean, you give them love and support, families that are struggling, and I mean, I've talked to many families that have been impacted by this, and I've talked to families who have lost their child, and I've talked to families whose children are struggling, and once a child's gone, there's nothing, the one certainty is if someone's dead, they can never get better. So it's all about keeping someone alive and trying to expose them and get them access to treatment so that they can ultimately walk through that door and end up in recovery. Debbie Dalton, Mike and Becky Cannon, there are parents who are incredibly powerful, and they are taking the pain of their loss and transferring it to a really healthy way to help other families that are struggling, to let them know what they're going to experience and what it's like, and to try to connect them so that they can avoid the pain they experienced of loss.
I read more people die in North Carolina of an accidental drug overdose, usually an opioid, than any other cause of accidental death. Is that something that you feel like can change in terms of that statistic? Can that not be the #1 cause of death?
I absolutely do believe we can drive down the number of people who die of overdose. For years it was car crashes. And car crashes actually started to go down a little bit because we have safer cars and we have people following driving laws, and we license people who drive cars. And so that's headed in the right direction. At the same time, the drug overdose has gone way up. Sadly, suicide is another major cause of accidental death. What I want is so that we have no accidental death, that we get drug overdoses down to 0. No more suicides and no more car crashes. Now, I'm not naive. I know that those things are impossible, but there are concrete things we can do to reduce the number of people that die of each of those types of death, and that's what we have to do. That's part of my job as Attorney General in trying to protect the people of North Carolina, is to make sure that fewer people are dying in this way.
Jerry does a good job. He lets you know when something is going to transpire. I have the app on my phone and the radar on my phone. It helps me know when the storm is coming up. One moment I really appreciated was when Hurricane Florence was about, and the way Jerry really let you know what was going to happen. That was one moment that made my decision for us to leave town. Craven County, we got hit bad. I just wanted to say, y'all continue to do what you're doing.
The Washington Regional Medical Center has had its fair share of ups and downs this past year, after discontinuing all medical services and being forced into Chapter 7 bankruptcy by county commissioners. After reopening their doors in May of this year and under new management, the medical center is attempting to rebrand their image and make upgrades to the facility. The hospital has had leaking ceilings, water damage to its CT scan, and broken light fixtures. Since May, the medical center has been renovating 5 rooms at a time, adding new furniture, hospital beds, a new CT scan, light fixtures, new signs, paint, and are tending to the landscape.
And I think that's probably one of the key things that we've done here for the hospital is to provide all of the staff as well as the community with a mission and vision that makes sense not only for rural healthcare but for healthcare in general.
The hospital is continuing their reopening celebration by hosting a fall festival here on their grounds October 19th. For more information on this hospital conference today, you can go to WNCT.com and click Online Originals in our features section.
Hey, we're back here on the East Daily Download in Studio E. Hope your day is going well so far. Still to come, I'm going to tell you why the pirate hat's on the set. I can't wait to tell you about that. Also, we're going to have horseback riding therapy here in Eastern North Carolina. Kelsey O'Donnell is going to show you how that works. But right now, let's get ready to get creeped out and scared because of clowns and balloons in It Chapter 2. Let's take a look.
I'm Kevin Frazier. Watch out, folks. Pennywise returns in It Chapter 2. The kids from the first movie are all grown up now. And just when they thought they had gotten rid of Pennywise for good, well, you can guess where this thing is going.
We made an oath.
I swear. If it isn't dead, if it ever comes back, we'll come back to it.
Pennywise has come back, and the kids are now adults, and the resemblance between the kid and adult actors is uncanny.
You and I did an interview, and I said, who do you want to play your adult counterpart?
I would pick Jessica Chastain.
And you said, Jessica
Chastain! Yeah, I did.
Finn Wolfhard basically just got me the job. They asked him in an interview who would he want to play, and he said me.
For me, Bill. Bill, never met you. You've been my hero since I was 3 years old. Been watching you on SNL. Please, be a part of this. You're a great actor.
So he's really powerful.
The actors whose characters dubbed themselves the Losers did a meet and greet when they began shooting to form a quick bond.
This meeting of the Losers Club has officially begun.
We did like a little 5 minutes with this loser, then we'd swap loser, and then loser swap, loser swap, loser swap, loser swap. And it was kind of a cool way to get around everybody.
Hello. For Entertainment Tonight, I'm Kevin Frazier.
It's ingrained in me.
Of course I know what the themes are.
Entertainment Tonight. That's what people want.
It's hard to think of Entertainment Tonight without.
Oh, I know it!
I mean, come on, since I was a little kid.
This is Entertainment Tonight. This is the Bible of show business.
While oxygen masks may be crucial for humans, these new tools given to Onslow County Emergency Services will help pets too.
11 oxygen masks were donated to the department Friday morning by Invisible Fence brand. The oxygen masks serve as a multi-purpose. It can be used in situations where an animal is suffering from smoke inhalation or water rescues. Prior to the donation, Onslow County Emergency Services did not have pet oxygen masks. Invisible Brand says they saw a need of these masks nationwide.
What makes us feel even better is hopefully that they never have to use it. But if they do, that it's here that they can use and resuscitate the pets.
It's estimated 40 to 150,000 pets die each year in fires. The biggest cause is smoke inhalation.
Invisible Fence brand says they've given out more than 27,000 of these oxygen masks and been able to help in more than 200 rescues. In Jacksonville, Camila Barco, 9 on your side.
The East Daily Download is all about you. It's about local stories featuring local businesses. If you or your business would like to be featured, contact the sales team at WNCT. And be sure to watch new episodes weekday mornings at 7 on Eastern North Carolina CW.
Welcome back, everybody, and welcome back to Shelby from the Humane Society of Eastern Carolina. We have a girl that will steal your heart this morning. Who do we have?
So this is Rowan.
Aww.
She's about 9 weeks old. She is one of 5.
Wow.
So she has one brother, and then the rest are sisters.
Wow.
So they give brother a run for his money a lot of
I
times. They're just really sweet. They're learning sit, which is adorable. There's
Great.
nothing cuter than a puppy sitting and tail wagging.
Absolutely.
And they're ready to go home to
I was
their
going to
forever
say
family.
they're ready for adoption
Yes,
and ready
they
to
are
find a loving
ready
home.
to go.
That's
So
great. And just hanging out, very low key, very
Yes.
laid back.
And then they'll get their little run. They're
Of course.
hilarious playing with toys. They flop on their backs. They're just...
Right, so don't let this fool you.
Yes,
They are
yes.
very active puppies, nonetheless.
What I want you to know about me is that I care about you. I want to empower people to change what's possible for them. You have this pattern of trashing yourself. We're going to break it today. If you change how you think, you will change your life. Welcome to the Mel Robbins Show.
I would prefer Plainfield or Avon.
In one word,
Frustrating.
Andrea Luster describes first-time home shopping.
Am I not going to find the perfect home? Am I just going to have to settle?
After making offer after offer, she's losing hope.
We might have to run again.
But real estate brokers like Joel Clausen don't suggest giving up. He says start early.
Don't wait 30 or 40 days before your lease is up. You've got to start looking a little bit before because it gives you options.
It's competitive.
A lot of first-time home buyers, unfortunately, are in the lower tier price-wise, which means more people can afford that price.
And there isn't a lot to choose from.
People are very worried about selling their homes because they don't know where they're going to go.
With such low inventory, some first-time home buyers are becoming first-time home builders. Now that's because in this competitive market, sometimes this is the cheaper route, or at least you'll be getting more for your money. But if you're in a hurry to move in, this is probably not the best option for you.
That means you have to either rent or you have to stay with family.
Clausen says escalation clauses are becoming more common.
It's saying, I want this house and I want it really bad, and I'll go $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 over whatever offer you have on the table up to this point.
Luster may have to start using those, but ultimately Clausen says first-time home buyers need to be realistic. Move-in ready homes are rare.
Got to be able to do a little bit of fixes yourself because the market's so competitive right now.
So this is how it all went down. When I was a kid, my mom would always say, Kelly, you talk to everybody. It's like every day's the Kelly Clarkson Show. Then the other day, I'm in the studio asking a lot of questions, and my engineer says, what is this, like the Kelly Clarkson Show? Then I'm at a play date where the super cool mom says, you should totally have a show. And I'm like, shut up, but in like a nice way. And then her daughter, who's like the cutest thing ever, says, it's like there's always been a Kelly Clarkson Show, but now it's on TV. And I'm like, totally.
The Kelly Clarkson Show.
Here at Rocking Horse Ranch, riding is much more than just fun. It's used as a form of therapy. Founded in 1991, Rocking Horse Ranch offers therapeutic riding to children and adults with a variety of physical, cognitive, and psychological disabilities. They offer several programs for individuals to promote healing and socialization. Program Director Sherry Moore explained today that her role is not as a therapist, but as a teacher.
So all of our instructors are trained and certified to teach people with disabilities horsemanship skills or riding skills. So we're not therapists. Our goal is to teach the riding skills, but there's so many other benefits and things that they get from it.
Once signed up, riders and participants are brought into the stables to learn more about the horses and align their goals. They are then paired with a horse that matches their personality and specific needs. Along with the participants' evaluations, the horses receive them too. Barn manager Ashlyn Batten explained that they must go through extensive training prior to outside interaction.
So the horses have to be used to riders who may be off balance, where as a typical horse who gets ridden, that's not something that's normally a huge issue.
Participants' ages range from 4 years old to seniors. Other programs offered are specialized for cancer survivors, veterans, and active duty service members.
They grow a lot in kind of social skills and their balance and being able to follow directions and kind of gross and fine motor skills is a lot of what we see.
Due to the summer heat, Rocking Horse Ranch is on a downtime to maintain the health and safety of the horses. They'll pick back up with lessons in September. At the end of the day, students leave with much more knowledge from one of these guys than they did when they first came in when they started. In Greenville, Kelsey O'Donnell, 9 on your side.
Arrgh, it's Talk Like a Pirate Day. Notice? National Talk Like a Pirate Day. East Carolina University is here this weekend. Go watch them and support the Pirates as they take on William and Mary. Look it up, it's real. I will see you all tomorrow on the next episode of the East Daily Download. Until then, Captain Mark out! Friday when we hit the road for the next edition of the East Daily Download. Ashley continues our art lessons in this week's installment of Let's Draw. We'll be live at Whirligig Stage for an interview and performance. We've got part 4 in our interview with North Carolina Attorney General Josh Stein. And WNCT 9 on Your Side anchor Shayla Reeves will show us what she's making in Let's Craft. So join us on Friday for an all-new The East Daily Download on Eastern North Carolina CW.